I'd like to introduce our first keynote speaker of the day. David Metter has become a great friend. His wife Lonnie and Carrie get along perfectly. We both love wine. He likes Bonfim Brunello and Silver Rogue, two great wines. So how could you not love somebody who just enjoys life, is a man of faith, a leader, hands-on, knows what working with dealerships is like, as he led marketing for a large dealer group. And today, David has some unprecedented insights to share with you to start day 3 of the conference. So we don't show any signs of tiring, and I know that because you're going to give David a warm welcome. Please welcome David Metter from Urban Science.
Good morning. Thank you so much. I love an intro that includes wine. That's probably the best intro ever. And I love following Paul. I genuinely mean this. He's just such a genuine guy. So if you have a chance, please spend some time with him. I actually also hate following Paul because he always has Air Force Ones on. And I am an Air Force One collector, and I wear them all the time. And so when I'm getting ready this morning, I found out that I was following Paul. I was like, I can't be like, it looks like I would be copying Paul. So next year, I'm going to make sure that I speak first. I'll have my shoes on. I'll have a hat on. Where is Paul, by the way? I'm wearing a hat up here. So I'm telling you, it's coming. So I put this up here, not so you can see my glamour shot, but more importantly, for my contact info. And the reason I want to put that on there is because my guess is there are going to be pieces of the presentation that you're going to want to get. And I will share those pieces. I'm going to chunk it up a little bit because it's a pretty big deck. So if you want the information, send it to me and tell me I want survey information or I want sales information, and I'll be happy to send that your way. So let's jump in. If you have seen me present over the past 6 months, and we actually broke this at the Napa conference, Urban Science did a study with Harris, and it was fascinating because we did something that you typically don't do. We interviewed both consumers and dealers, and a lot of information came out of that, and I've done a general data dump on people around this Harris Poll study, but we're going to look at something very specific on the dealer side and on the consumer side today. But essentially, we did a 15-minute survey. You can see the chunk of consumers who were in market, and we also talked to dealers. And so let's break down the dealers a little bit. You can see it was pretty even across the United States of who we spoke to. You had to be a dealer principal, general manager, sales manager. And you had to be over the age of 18, which, obviously, well, in most cases, you're going to be in that. So, consumer demographics, same kind of thing. Had to be over 18. A good portion of these consumers were in market, had either purchased a car or were in market. You can see fairly representative across the United States, and you can see the age breakdown as well. So, good representation. So how much pain is really out there for dealers as it relates to dashboards, right? That's like a nasty word now. And people are trying to come up with other words that basically mean dashboards. We dug in, and on the dealer survey side, we talked about performance metric / dashboard usage. And there's some pretty compelling information that came out of this. You'll see, on average, dealers were spending nearly 4 hours a day, digging into this data. And you can see that they were touching multiple tools, multiple dashboards. And so you're shaking your head because this is reality in your world. You'll also see the breakout. On this one, you'll see that it's pretty even between the OEM-provided dashboards and your CRM system. Now, the others kind of follow behind that, but those are the two most prominent ones. You'll also see from the survey results what dealers believed contributed to their business success. And I circled the OEM provided dashboards because all the numbers were fairly equal. That one just stuck out a little bit. And then we asked which ones are more actionable. And again, you'll see not a huge amount. There wasn't like this overarching feeling of like I'm putting all of my eggs in one basket. So you can see that in the percentages. So we asked the questions around where do you feel like, there's like this noise versus reality, and you'll see that dealers were saying, I wish there was a simpler approach. Like that was the overarching piece. You can see 80% of them feel like there should be integration, better integration. And so none of these things are shocking to you. It's just nice to know that somebody went out and said, look, here's the baseline of what's going on in our marketplace. You'll see dealers' attitudes also about the performance metrics around, is it a resource drain? And that's something, I talk about time, effort, and money. And so, what consumes your time, your effort, and the dollars that you spend. And there's a lot of time and effort put into this area. So, clearly a lot of pain. This one was actually a little shocking to me. So when we were asking dealers how many staff members were touching this piece, the average was over 4. So over 4 people within a dealership are touching this, and they talked about their wish of having some kind of a dedicated staff member. Like I've heard data scientists in dealership used more in this conference over the last couple of days than I have ever heard anything like that before. So it's a reality. And so, are you dealers or are you data scientists? Like you certainly can't be both. And most dealers don't have the resources to bring somebody in that does nothing else but focus on analytics and to be able to report that out. It used to be like, back in my days on the operations side of the dealerships, that kind of fell in the bucket of the CFO. But this has expanded far, far larger than that position for sure, and it needs someone or needs attention and some way of simplifying this at the dealer level. Because we're constantly told by literally everyone that walks in our door that everything matters, right? You come in and you tell me one thing matters, and you come in and you tell me another thing matters, and then you tell me none of that matters, but this matters, and I get a little bit confused. And so my goal today is to try to cut through some of that confusion and give you some things that maybe help you run your business a little bit more efficient. Because when people come to you and they use proxies around sales, or there is a lack of sales, that makes it harder for dealers to make decisions around the things that they want to market to. Because there has to be a better way, like certainly a better way. So if you heard me speak a couple years ago, I spent time on this, actually, a lot of time and effort and money, someone else's probably, around what the real world is versus what the perfect world is. And I simplified it in this illustration, but we see a lot of dealers spending time, effort, and money on the effects of traffic driving and website traffic and all those things, and somehow, some way, sales data becomes like the least amount of time, money, and effort that they spend. And it should be in reverse. It should literally start with anything that relates to sales, because if you can get that going and get that right, then everything kind of falls into place. I'm not saying that those things aren't important. I'm just saying if I am a dealer and I have to make decisions and I have to prioritize, things have to fall downhill like that. So let's talk about sales data and how that can affect your performance, how that can simplify your life, and ultimately how it can sell cars. And so I think we've made it pretty clear that you're not data scientists, right? So we need to figure that out. Actually, we have, and that's another thing. Like, doesn't everybody now seem like they have a data scientist? Like, everybody's saying they're, like, I literally brought my data scientist, I'm not a data scientist, but I brought my data scientist with me. He's probably here somewhere. He's an actual PhD. So if you guys want to have like a data science nerd off in the back corner, like, you know, we'll be back there at like 9 o'clock and we'll play Galaga or something like that. So, sales. Everything kind of revolves around sales. It is the universal centerpiece. Is anybody going to argue that point? Say it again. Thank you. Okay. So if we all agree, because 3 people in the back told you that it's the most important. No, it's the most important. But all those other things have to have some kind of connectivity. And the problem is we've lived in a world, we had this promise of the internet that everything was going to be attributable, right? Everything was going to be easy. We're going to spend less money. And that promise really hasn't happened. But there has to be a way that we can start attributing all of those things like clicks and likes to sales. And so I'm really proud because this is the first time that we've been able to talk about an ecosystem. I've often challenged the industry to think about this open API. Like, when did Salesforce go like this? When they opened up their system and allowed others to connect to it for the betterment of their clients. And so we live in an auto industry that hasn't really done that all that well, right? And so this is something that I'm personally proud of, and our company is proud of, that we're pulling in like the best and the brightest to be able to connect to near real-time sales and defection, which connects with sales, that allows us to help you, whether you're at the OEM level, the agency level, or even at the dealer level. So great collaboration with companies like Google and obviously YouTube within video, and partners at the agency level like Force Marketing, and CRM connectivity, whether it's call tracking or it's endemic sites or third-party leads. And then the digital collaboration gives us the ability to really expand that to just about everybody when you start matching those opportunities up in that, I hate the word, omni-channel marketing, right? Multi-point marketing and sales opportunities. So I'm going to give you some examples of this. I'm going to show you OEM, agency, and technology provider examples, like real ones that are matching in near real-time sales. So we'll start with Google and Google Ads. We've always been told that can we really attribute clicks from paid search campaigns all the way down to the sales level? Well, it's being done. And it's being done for 17 different OEM type partners at the tier 1 and the tier 2 agency level, which means that we're not far behind in being able to take this all the way down for a Nissan dealership in Virginia. This is going to give you the power to know exactly what you're doing, how you're spending your money, and how it's truly attributing. It's going to give you a piece of the pie that'll connect. And that's one of the great relationships that we think that we're bringing to the industry, because it's a great partnership. This is an example of that. So you'll be able to measure campaign by campaign to see the effectiveness, to see if you're selling more versus a second campaign where maybe you're not, where you can start making changes so that it affects the opportunity to sell more cars. So we're also doing this in collaboration with agencies with Facebook. Not passing the information to Facebook, but giving the opportunity for social companies that serve you within this room, whether it's at the tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 level, that gives you the ability to see what happens and affects all the way down to the sales, and to be able to optimize that so that you're making great decisions. You're not spending 45 minutes staring at a dashboard trying to figure out if this is really affecting your business or not. So it's very clear. And by the way, I want to make sure that we have the disclaimer. We're not sending PII. We're not sending phone numbers, addresses, or email addresses to Facebook. That's not happening. We're doing the matching, and we're being compliant with the personal data that you hold. And so one that I'm really excited about, because I'm seeing how it affects change. Everybody talks about custom audiences. Actually, if there's any old-timers in the room, these are lists, that we used to send direct mail and email and all that kind of stuff, right? Custom audiences is just a really cool new name for lists. And so lists can be really crappy, or lists can be really, really good. And so everybody's really working towards this. I've seen a number of different presentations, but I can tell you that when you take household information and then layer it in with factual sales history, like every single car that I purchased and leased over the last 6 or 7 years, and the types of cars that I purchased and leased, and the cadence of my purchases or my leases, and all of those other things, and then the scoring algorithm that probably had something to do with our cool PhD data scientist, applying that, giving us the ability to really segment down to the ultimate people. And so these ultimate people can then be served up, and this isn't a selfish bucket over here where I'm trying to tell you, it can like literally go to the agencies that you work with, so that you can then execute in all the different ways that you're already executing in. So this isn't a new thing that you have to go do. It's just a better way to go and figure out what sells you cars, where you sell cars, and how you sell cars, in all kinds of different execution. And you pick them because you already have them in place. So having the reporting behind that is invaluable. And the partners that I just showed have that so that they can go to the clients that they serve, whether it's at the national level, a regional level, or even down to a dealership level, and show effective sales. Not one-dimensional sales, but actually what you're selling, what's leaving the dealership and selling at other dealerships within your brand, or off-brand opportunities. They defected. They actually left and went to another brand. So all that gives you an opportunity to make better decisions quicker, much quicker, and saving your time, your money, and your effort. So this is actually a case study. I'm not going to give you great detail around it, but it gives you the example of what happens, because if most people would stand up here, I'd say, hey, I'm going to do a loyalty campaign and a conquest campaign. Which one is going to perform better? Which one is going to perform better, as we assume? Loyalty, right? Not every case, because as you optimize and you go after very specific consumers that, like I said, are in market, have this ability, like the cadence that we know is a good cadence, and because of our scoring algorithms, and execute. We didn't execute this. A partner executed it on behalf of an OEM. And this gives you the opportunity to see something that they would have never believed. Because again, because we're all smart, marketing people, we go, oh yeah, loyalty is going to go over conquest every single time. Not necessarily true. That's the beauty part of sales. Here's another case study. Another one where, again, you think that organic traffic is going to completely outpace anything that you do. And my guess is agencies love this too, by the way, because most people have to compete against organic traffic. Well, you can see something that was important to the client was, let's lower defection. We're driving all of these consumers in advertising. The problem is they're coming, but they're going. And so we were able to tweak this on behalf of the partner. They were able to execute it well, and you can see the results. But you can't do this without having a really good, full-functioning sales matching and defection tracking system. So, for my dealers in the room, I'm going to give you real-life examples. This is why you're here, hopefully. A partner that utilizes that same type of sales matching information is a company called Autoflight. Autoflight competes with lots of other digital advertisers, right? And it's hard for dealers to figure out which digital advertiser that they're going to work with. It's tough because you go, at the end of the day, what's the difference between one versus the other? Typically, it's how they built their tool and the data that sits behind their tool. So this is a good example because what they end up doing is they use that near real-time sales data to show a dealer like their hotspots. They can show them in a heat map like the reality of their defection and where it's coming. And they can even do it down by the model. I mentioned that on the panel earlier in the conference. I think it was Sunday evening. I talked about, like, do you have the right inventory? You could be doing everything right, but if you have the wrong mix of inventory, even within a model, you're losing all of these. Wouldn't it be nice, A, to know that you're losing them all, but B, what you need to do to change effect? And, you know, Autoflight doesn't sell inventory, but they help their dealers figure out how to position, what to get, when to get it, and why, because of the defection. But more importantly, all this happens without really high touch of the dealer. So you're not spending like all of this time and effort to do it, because the sales data is allowing you to have a path of execution so that your vendors serve you better. So that you don't get to the end of the month, because this happens with dealers, right? You get to the end of the month, you start looking at your advertising report, and you're like, man, I am spending a freaking ton of money on all of these different vendors. Which one am I going to cancel, right? And from the vendor side, that's like the worst fear of yours, right? Churn. The word is churn. We use it all the time in the vendor space, dealers. It sucks because the majority of the churn happens out of ignorance. The majority of the churn happens out of ignorance because you can't, and I'm not saying you're ignorant, I'm just saying there's not enough factual data for you to make great decisions all the time on every single one of your vendors. So I think that there is a responsibility in the vendor community to figure out how do we attribute that and make it simple for dealers. My hope is that this is one of the many ways. And you can see some more opportunity around the reporting down to zip. So again, you can sit in a room, like there could be 3 or 4 of us if we own the dealership, and we're like, okay, wait a minute, we know where our hole is. We gotta, number one, why are we advertising inventory that we're not selling, and it's defecting, we have the wrong inventory, or we're not priced right, and we're spending $8,000 of our page search area, we're completely dominant, but we're not spending it over here. And so we can make effective changes based on near real-time sales information. So here's another example. This is an internal example. I mentioned Traffic View the other night. I like this because I love the car business, and I like seeing operational change happen in a dealership. Like, nothing's more important to me than watching salespeople really do well, like do well consistently. But it's hard to do well when you don't know what in the heck is going on within your dealership. CRM tells you one thing, and it can be jobbed a little bit, right? Like all systems can. But when you have this element of truth where you can apply that, it helps you. So think about this not in affecting your advertising, but affecting your operational process. Like if I could look at my salespeople and see that there is consistency in one lead provider that we are struggling with, and every single one of my salespeople struggles with it, is it a salesperson problem or is it a lead provider problem? I'll probably start with lead provider problem if it's a consistent problem within my salespeople. But if it's one salesperson that's having a problem with a lead and everyone else is dealing with the lead provider really well, it gives me the opportunity, if I have great training and consulting that's coming in, you give them a tool like this and they can go and affect change a lot faster than trying to figure out what in the world is going on in your dealership. This makes it much, much easier. So if I looked at this and I looked at the performance of a salesperson, I would say Cleveland is killing it, right? Cleveland's killing it. The gold shows all the cars. Let's say this is a Subaru dealership. Let's say the gold is all the customers that Cleveland touched that went and bought a Subaru somewhere else. Now does Cleveland look as good as he did when we were just looking at the first bar? Oh, and the blue bar, those are customers that were touched by Cleveland in some way, shape, or form, and then they went and bought another car, not a Subaru. Now Cleveland doesn't look so good. But Cleveland has opportunity because now you can make decisions. You're not spending 45 minutes staring at a dashboard trying to figure crap out. You go, holy crap, I got a problem with Cleveland. That took me 30 seconds. And if I wouldn't have talked so long, you guys would have gotten it a lot sooner, right? Okay. So here's a case study on that. Case studies always intrigue me because they're almost all related to sales, selling more. This one has nothing to do with selling, but it does. Because in this case study, you could see the results of how they looked at the report that I just showed you and increased their man hours within their showroom. So it gave them more time to do what? Come on. Really? Sell cars, yes. Yeah. And what person wouldn't want that? Well, I mean, we could probably find one. So this was across the board for salespeople. Look at how their increase in closed sales happened. It was amazing. Just by looking at data that was factual around sales and performance and defection, and now we can make a change. They can execute well. Makes it a lot easier. So we go back to this perfect world versus real world. Like, where do you spend your time, effort, and money? Like, where do you really spend it? The second area should be showroom traffic. Not, again, here's my disclaimer, I don't want to get barraged with crap from especially vendors like that nothing else matters. It doesn't matter until you get these two right, because then everything else kind of falls into place. I mentioned when I was on the panel the other night, like, what would be the first thing that I would do if I bought a dealership? Let me word it a different way. I had literally no idea what I was doing when I was hired as Chief Marketing Officer of a large dealer group. No idea. I had to look up what my job title, because they didn't give it to me, but I had to look up, like, what were my responsibilities. I'm like, holy crap, I am over my head. I can't do all this. And it was in the infancy of digital and everything else. And I tell you this story for a reason, because I said, I'm not going to do anything that doesn't relate to sales, like I can't attribute it, and I've got to drive showroom traffic because I've got 1,100 salespeople who depend on me. Like, as much as people want to bitch and moan, they still want me to do my job well to drive traffic into their showroom. And if I do those two things, everything else improves. And guess what? That's all I ever did. I didn't talk to anybody who couldn't do that for me. And all of the things, all the goodness kind of came behind it. It was a rocky road, but it was my road. And this has to be your road, right? You have to dictate this as dealers. So, the ecosystem is surrounded by showroom traffic. All these other things will come into play if you get this right. I can absolutely guarantee it, without a doubt. So when we talk to consumers, you would have thought that they would have said, I hate the showroom, don't want to be in it, not going there. We've been told for years that showroom visitations are going down. So I remind you of this, that we went out and spoke to over 2,000 consumers, 600 of them were in market. What did they tell us? 83% of them said they would never, ever, ever buy a car without a test drive first. Not shocking, big purchase, right? Test drives are the most influential piece of their car buying process. It's an emotional process. These things are not going to go away anytime soon. What do they have connection to? Showroom. For now, right? Until we figure out other alternative ways of retailing cars, or if we start really pushing total transaction. But by the way, the consumers tell us that they don't want total transaction. We can get into that in another session. But what we will talk about is test drives. Where does it fall? And in most cases, it's dominant, like throughout the survey. They didn't want it to go away. Here's the better part for you, is that 7 out of 10 consumers agree that the salesperson, a good salesperson, and the expertise of that salesperson is essential. Like, they need that in order to navigate through. And you can also see that they want that expert opinion. And just so you guys know, I'll chunk these together for the consumer survey. So if anybody wants them, I'm happy to send them. Because they're great. You know what I've had dealerships use this in their sales meetings. Say, look, you are important, and this is why you're important. And this is why we value you, and this is why you need to do your job well. So, I talked about the assumption of sales showroom visits going down. Like, not a thing. There have been 3 surveys in the last year, All of them come up with basically the same number. This is from the Harris poll, and it's 2.5. But this isn't the story. This is the story. Gen Z and young millennials trend way higher, like way higher. They threw the numbers off, not the older buyers. So you can't say, well, it'll change. It'll trend in the next couple years. Yeah, you're right, it will. It'll trend in the next couple years because 40% of your buyers next year are going to fall into that millennial and Gen Z bucket. So just know that you're going to have 40% of your people come in with really cool hats and Air Force Ones, 4 out of 10. You're welcome. So, so what does this mean for you? Like, you got to figure out how to validate showroom visitation. Like, you have to do it. CRM can do it, but you can game the system. There are other opportunities. And a little bit of self, because I am waiting as an industry person to see other types of real showroom visitation pieces. I think mobile is getting there. Device ID recognition is a thing that we talk about. It's not there. Hopefully it'll get there, because that would be totally freaking cool. I think that layering data over data, allowing us to figure out how showroom visitation can be affected, is getting there. But there are a lot of people who are doing validation now, and it really works. So much so that we were able to validate over 40,000 consumers in a showroom in the month of October. So how's that done? How do people do it? I'll give you some examples. Here's an example of an endemic site going after consumer based on behavior, and then incentivizing them and pushing them in the store and validating that exposure specific to that engagement and the behavior that that consumer followed. So it wasn't, remember how I said the list? It wasn't the list, it was custom audience. And then consumer drive and validation. That's the way it should be. Here's another, I think, in fact, I assume they're in the room today. Here's a marketing partner, Enforce Marketing, that actually was driven by the manufacturer because they were focused on video and figuring out in-market video and how the challenge of spending money in this bucket versus going after a consumer with what they really like, which is video, and you hear a lot about video. How did they utilize that and then have the ability to track it? In this case, huge increase in sales. What wasn't on here, because I couldn't get it approved, was the amazing amount of customers that physically walked into a dealership off of it. So having that validation is essential. And working and having this openness and working with the different partners in order to execute this. And you know what this did to dealers? Nothing. It didn't affect them in any way, shape, or form. They didn't do anything other than drive intent and drive consumers that purchase cars. So there are other opportunities. I joke about the list. Well, here's the execution, on different types of offers that can be integrated. But more importantly, validated. Like absolute validation. We talk about near real time on sales. Should be important in our industry. Near real time in validation of showroom traffic, and then watching the sales. And more importantly, to a brand or to a dealership, how many are actually new customers? How many are what they call conquest or new to brand? And so here's some examples around programs that were run by various OEMs. This is a big one, not the biggest, but a big one in the sense that the leads were generated. It's so funny because some people, we didn't talk about leads because it shouldn't be as important. For some people, it's super important. Like, that's a lot of leads. That might be a good percentage of their lead volume. But more importantly, you could see exactly what was happening with showroom visitation and the units sold. And because you know units sold and showroom visitation and the cost associated, guess what you get to do? You get to wrap ROI around that. So you know what your return on investment. And I think, for them, the most important thing was there was a huge lift in test drives. which meant they were driving traffic. Now, did every single dealership do everything that they could in order to sell that traffic? I mean, I could have another slide on here that would completely blow you away as good operators, because you would see some crazy, crazy stuff. But we won't do that. We'll show you another one, smaller, very specific, a truck that is not top of market, may not even be second in market, but in a very specific area that they were targeting, and their big thing was just get people to sit in the freaking truck, because if you do that, you will find that the truck is an amazing truck. And they did that. And in a market that was completely dominated by one other truck provider, they made rain. They were able to change the behavior of consumers that owned those trucks that they were competing against and bring them in. And show everything because of two things: sales and showroom visitation. And then the last one I'll show you is a midsize SUV. I just wanted to show you different models just so you could get an idea. And you can see the increase over the others that are blacked out, the other providers where they were showing CRM data. You could see the lift in models. So as an operator, if you can look at what affects sales and defection and what affects showroom traffic, it makes your job like way easier. Because if you master those, then everything else will come into play. You won't have to worry about spending an hour looking at impressions versus lead form fills, actions, all of those things. You'll be confident in those numbers because everything else will take care of them. And if it doesn't, you're able to make changes on the fly to go and affect change for execution. And with that, I thank you.
All right, how about some questions for David? A lot of great data. Okay, hold on. Jake's in the corner. Good morning, Jake.
I don't take questions.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, a couple questions. The first one, on the defection by salesperson data that you were showing earlier.
Yeah.
Do we get the customer's name to then go listen to phone calls, to go... I just see there's a ton of variables there.
Yeah.
When I go back and train that person.
Yep.
Where do I start?
Yeah, so you obviously have the name of the customers that your salesperson sold. That's in your CRM. You have that. I think your question is, do you get the names of the people he did not sell?
Right.
The answer is clearly no. I can give you lots of reasons why. Like in theory, it sounds awesome, right? Until you get a salesperson. Well, number one, you can't share that legally, the PII of that. So let's say it's legal. You don't want your salespeople calling people who bought a car somewhere else saying, hey, what's your name? Ryan. Hey, Ryan, it's David. I heard you bought a car from that guy. Why'd you do that? Well, you know what? F you, right? That's exactly what happens. That's exactly why we would never do it. So thank you, Ryan, for playing along. It may not have even gotten that far. I may have just started with, F you. Hey, you're laughing because you know I'm right.
Hold on, we got another question.
Wait 1 second. Yep.
Go ahead, whoever that was. That sounded like a follow-up.
He's throwing it back over to you.
In a sense, you've already gotten that customer's information because all of theirs is coming out of your CRM.
Yep.
You got it, right?
Yeah. Good call.
You wouldn't have that deflection rate if it wasn't lost.
Yeah, so in theory, you should have that customer information. So in theory, your salesperson could call them, but also could, in theory, they probably never called them in the first place. Like, you know.
And then one more, the 2.5 stores, is that same OEM or is that cross-brand?
It can be both. So if and I'm happy to send this to you. In the first bar was sales that I sold for you. The second bar, which I believe was gold, are sales that I lost to this Subaru dealer. Let's say you're a Subaru dealer. So those sales went to other Subaru dealers in the market. And then the third bar was a different color. I think it was blue. And that is if they bought a Chevy, a Ford, a Toyota, some other brand.
Okay, other questions. Here's a question over in the corner. Ashley, how are you? Isn't it great that we just know everyone's names, this little family?
Uh-oh. I feel a hard question coming on.
Hi, David. By the way, I just want to say I love Traffic View. It has shaped how I train sales associates with showroom training and follow-up processes and all of the above. So, love the tool. Huge fan. My question is, why do you think showroom visits are going up when you look at Generation Z? They're at 3.3. What is it that is making them want to visit more dealerships?
Why is it that people are going to more dealerships? I can only share with you what my opinion is on this. We are doing some follow-up studies on that because we definitely want to be able to provide more factual data back to you via the survey. But my assumption is, so what I didn't show you today that I showed in Napa was that the brand visits are also going up. So we see not only dealership visits, but they're reviewing multiple brands in those dealership visits. So there's no brand loyalty whatsoever. That would be one of my pieces. So they're going to different dealerships to look at different brands. I would tell you, my guess is we have not improved the sales operations side of our business. Like we're not spending, we're not being flexible. I'll tell you, there's a great article. Asbury put it out. I don't agree with everything Asbury does, but I like that they're challenging themselves to go to a 4-day work week, to have flexibility in their schedule, to be a little bit more casual. They're allowing themselves to recruit people that maybe would have never been in the dealership before. When I was a general manager, we had 14 salespeople. We had 6 female salespeople. This was in the late 90s. It wasn't a thing. We had to do some interesting things to get that kind of diversity. We had to have flex schedules. We had 2 single moms. So I think the answer is we don't have great quality of salespeople in the dealership consistently across there, and consumers are like, I got no time for this crap. I'm going to the next one. But that's, disclaimer again, that's my opinion. Yep.
You know, David, I just was out to dinner with some friends, and they told me an anecdotal story of their mother-in-law in the Oklahoma City area, and she decided to go buy a Porsche. And she walked into the lot, she started looking, and she counted 6 salespeople, never would come out and talk to her.
Was this in 1998?
Yeah, like a month ago.
You mean 2019?
Yeah. Huh. People looked, opened the door, nothing, no contact. She left and she went over to Todd Bondi's Mercedes store and was instantly greeted, instantly welcomed, and she bought over $100,000 car on the spot, cash. She was a cash buyer, and no one would come out and talk to her. So I think maybe if a young person comes on the lot still today, I think we're probably misjudging people's intent.
Well, and know that those young buyers, we used to talk about with us, most of us, that it's our second largest purchase. With them, they're not buying houses at the same percentage that we did at their age. And so this is their number one, this is their largest purchase. And so they want to be taken care of.
Great. Other questions from the floor? Great. Hold on. Coming over.
Another guy with a hat?
Kevin Bacon,
you guys
what's
are
up?
killing me.
That's the Baconator. Just call him the Baconator when you see him.
Good morning. Thank you so much for that knowledge. Boy, that was unbelievable.
And
I noticed.
I got $20 for you afterwards.
I noticed under the media section, there is no effective logo.
Yep.
Right? And we're talking about building a brand promise, right? And
Yep.
captivating people. Why isn't effective up there on the media? And how, if I'm a dealer and if I want to be effective in video,
Yep.
how can I measure that? Is that through website, through organic search? Is that how you would recommend?
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of different ways that collaboration can happen. So I'm totally set up on that question, and he's videotaping, and it's good. To your bosses. No, I think, I think our goal, when we came to you last year, and I'm not calling you out on this. We came to you last year. We know that that is an important media property, and we want to help all of the media properties to attribute their success. And so our goal is to work with all of them. We're fortunate that we have a really cool list of great providers, and my guess is next year that list will probably quadruple because it brings value to almost every single person in this room, whether you're an OEM representative, a tier 2 representative, or agency at tier 1 or tier 2, and dealers. Like dealers, I can't wait to be able to talk about how we can take clicks and go through the whole process and integrate really good phone call data on top of it, and then showroom traffic information, and then provide you something that everyone looks at as like the element. I'm not saying it's our element, the element of truth, so that you can make really good decisions. So that if and when our market turns, I'm not trying to create drama, I'm just creating reality. When the market turns on us again, we're as ready as humanly possible to take care of our people. The people that work in our dealerships, the people that work for us as vendors, and the people that work within our OEM corporate structure. Because that's no fun, we want to win. So that's my answer. Did you get it all?
Would you give David Metter a big round of applause? Thank you, David.